Hey everybody. So I want to talk about offense a little bit here, and mainly the top point scorers in the NHL, and we have 5 players already at the 100-point mark or higher. It's no secret that offense has been going up the last few seasons in the NHL, and the league wants that. They want more goal scoring. They want higher point totals. They want more scoring in games, and they're getting it. There was a time where there was a stretch there where nobody was reaching 100 points. Maybe one guy or two guys at most were reaching 100 points. And those, that was usually Crosby or someone like that, Joe Thornton with all his assists. But it wasn't that, even just a few years ago, 120 was completely out of the question, and 100 would only happen 1 or 2 times a year, if that. I remember one year, I know I've mentioned this before, where Jamie Benn led the NHL in points with 87. No one even got to 90 that year. Now we have, double-digit number of players at 90 points or higher, or going to be by the end of the season. But we already have 5 at 100, and I think there's another 2 that could definitely get there. Potentially, we could have... I don't think... All right, Stamkos and Crosby are at 95, and I guess it is possible if they... have a couple of 3-point games or something like that. It is possible for Stamkos or Crosby to get to 100, but I don't think they're going to. I think Nathan MacKinnon and Johnny Gaudreau, however, at 97, only need 3 more points. Over the course of 2 games, they absolutely have at least the possibility of doing that. So I think we could see as many as 7 100-point scores this year. We definitely already have 5, and we have Nikita Kucherov over 120. He's at 125 already, 39 goals and 86 assists. Just an unreal season for Nikita Kucherov. He is the first person to go over 120 since, I believe, Joe Thornton was the last to do it quite a while ago now. So here is the top. We have Kucherov at 125, Connor McDavid at 115. I don't know if McDavid is I don't think he's going to reach 120, although he is most of Edmonton's offense. So I guess he could potentially reach 120. But it's very, very unlikely. He would need 5 points. I don't think that's going to happen. Patrick Kane is at 105. Leon Draisaitl, another Edmonton Oiler, is at 102. And Brad Marchand got his 100th point last night for the Boston Bruins. Then, as I said, McKinnon and Johnny Gaudreau are at 97. And I do think have a realistic possibility of getting to 100. Below Gaudreau and McKinnon are Stamkos and Crosby at 95. Again, it's a long shot at this point. They would need 5 points over the remaining games, which is probably only a couple for both of them to get to 100. Probably not going to happen, but not impossible. And everyone below that, I just don't think you're going to get that much scoring in 1 or 2 games or 3 games, depending on how much these guys have left. So, we have 5 there. We have 2 that potentially could. We have at least 5, maybe as many as 7, even 8 or 9. A long shot possibility of 100-point scores this year. That offense is coming back. Offense is definitely back, and you think back to the 80s when scoring was enormous. You had guys well over 100 points. You had guys, like Gretzky scoring 200. It's just, then the game went away in a totally different direction from that. The goaltending got better. The defense got better. You had the invention of the trap and just so much more focus on defensive zone play and not giving up goals rather than scoring. And, it was just a straight decline of goal scoring for years. And, you went from having a bunch of guys at 100 points to only having a few guys. Then you went to almost having nobody get to 100 points. Now it's starting to swing back the other way, where we're getting multiple players over 100 points. And I think that's going to continue year after year. And it's never going to go back to the 80s. I don't think we're ever going to see 200 points in a season again. I think, even I think seeing 120 will probably, someone, obviously Kucherov's had a ridiculous year this year and he's at 125. I don't think you're going to see much more than that in the near future, but I think we're going to see more players getting there. I don't necessarily think that the point totals are going to go much higher than 120 or 130 around there, but I think you're going to see more and more players getting there, especially top players for these teams, and that's really a testament to the talent in the league right now. There is some unbelievably talented players in the league. There's some extremely skilled, great skaters, guys with incredible hands, and there's just so much talent and so much offense and offensively gifted players in the league right now that I think we're going to see scoring continue to creep up a little bit, and we're going to see a lot more players getting in those high 90s, 100-point threshold. But that's who did it this year. We still have a couple guys with a couple games left who could do it. But more 100-point scores than last year, higher point totals than last year. Kucherov getting to 125 really is something else. That is a lot of points in an 82-game season, and he's still got a couple games left, so it could go even higher. But we haven't seen numbers like that in a long time. But offense is back, so I hope you guys like goals. I like goals. It definitely makes the game more fun than sitting there watching especially if there's not going to be as much physicality to keep you interested and entertained during the game. If the guys are just going to skate around, then they might as well score goals, because if they just skate around and play 1-0 boring games, then nobody's going to watch. But even if the game isn't overly physical, if it's 5-4 or 6-5, it's like, okay, that at least had some action going on. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are also down in the description. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.